अथ देवतास्थापनम्। ॐ प्रजनने ब्रह्मा तिष्ठतु, पादयोर्विष्णुस्तिष्ठतु, हस्तयोर्हरस्तिष्ठतु, बाहोरिन्द्रस्तिष्ठतु, जठरे अग्निस्तिष्ठतु, हृदये शिवस्तिष्ठतु, कंठे वसवस्तिष्ठन्तु, वक्त्रे सरस्वती तिष्ठतु, नासिकायां वायुः तिष्ठतु, नयनयोर्चन्द्रादित्यो तिष्ठेतां, कर्णयो अश्विनो तिष्ठेतां, ललाटे रुद्रास्तिष्ठन्तु, मूर्ध्नादित्या तिष्ठन्तु, शिरसि महादेवस्तिष्ठतु, शिखायां वामदेवस्तिष्ठतु, पृष्ठे पिनाके तिष्ठतु, पुरतः शूले तिष्ठतु, पार्श्वयो शिवा शङ्करौ तिष्ठेतां, सर्वतो वायुर्तिष्ठतु, ततो सर्वतो अग्निर्ज्वालामाला परिवृतः तिष्ठतु, सर्वेष्वङ्गेषु यथा सर्वेष्वङ्गेषु सर्वा देवताः यथा स्थानं तिष्ठन्तु, मागुं रक्षन्तु. This is a Karanyas. It is the way of establishing our deities in our body. What we have lost in past 1000 years because of the different kind of knowledge that came to India is the traditional knowledge, the traditional Hindu practices that we used to have. What we have here today is actually the ways of establishment of devatas on different parts of our body. Our body itself is a temple, and there are 33 types of devatas, which people call 33 koti devata. Okay, because we don't know our own religion, our own dharma, not appropriate to call religion, because we don't know our own dharma. The outsiders, vidharmis, can actually point out our weaknesses, mistakes, and give argument. If you were watching the movie, the Kerala story, if you have watched that, there is one particular dialogue that the daughter actually tells her father. She says, पापा, आपका भी गलती है, आपने हमें हिंदू धर्म के बारे में क्यों नहीं सिखाया? That is a very apt question that she has asked, and I felt it is not only with her, but it is with everyone. So I thought of teaching you, not only you, teaching everyone the basics of Hinduism. Okay, and at the core of our dharma are Vedas, but it is not possible to directly go and read the Vedas or study the Vedas. Even if someone says that I have studied Vedas, then maybe he is just bluffing, or he didn't go through the proper channel of learning. So in the Vedic system, what happens is there are 6 different ways in which a Veda, particular mantra of a Veda is studied. Okay, in English we can make a word RAMPAGE, rampage. We can call it a rampage, but each letter here will have a meaning. Okay, to make you understand what the 6 vedangas are, we'll have to look into each and every of these. Rituals are called kalpa. Okay, what we are going to do today is ritual, because in every day, to sleep, to wake up, to walk, to speak, to eat, to bath, and anything else that a person does, anything that involves a procedure, a method, or action in the Vedic tradition, all these were classed, put together, and that's called ritual. So every day when you start your day, the first thing you should be doing is Aditya eva snat tirthe snatva udetya suchihi प्रयतौ ब्रह्मचारी शुक्लभाषा देवाय स्थित्वा आत्मनि devata स्थापयेत्. So, if you do not know what devatas are residing in your own body, then it makes no sense how you become a Hindu. It basically means you are very impure by your own thoughts. You have not been able to purify yourself and give yourself a sense that the divine nature that you have. You are one of the most special creature of the entire universe. And if you do not know the value of yourself, then that is where people can attack you, where people can give you comments, negative comments. एक पत्नी के लिए रो रहने वाला शिव, उसको बड़ा मानते हो. This kind of demeaning remarks from the opponents come basically because we cannot defend ourselves. So what I have started is to teach everyone in India, whoever they are. Okay, we will be teaching based on t-shirts like this. So when you wear this t-shirt and go around, it's not a random thing, art that I have collected from somewhere. Okay, this is the Maheshwara Sutra. Okay, it is the basis of all learning. The alphabet itself is here, and if you look at the Ashtadhyayi that is here, in the Ashtadhyayi also the first part that you see, 14 of this, the first part here you see, these are the same thing that is here, and I don't have just one copy. I have multiple number of copies like this. So anyone can wear this t-shirt, go around and create awareness of learning. This we will be doing in a long run. It's not that we will start today and end tomorrow. I have just ordered this 1000 pieces of cloth recently, and if there is a positive reaction from the countrymen, we will work together to create more and more and disperse this, make it available to everyone in the country. Okay, and what we can do is we learn from t-shirts. But before going to learning alphabet, the first fundamental thing is we have to establish devatas in our organs. So here is what it means. This is a Vedic mantra. Okay, this is actually a very long one, so I have just divided into Sthan and Devata. Prajanane Brahma Tishtatu means let Brahma reside in our genitals. Okay, don't be too much taboo with genitals and the concept related with genitals. The energy of procreation, the procreative energy is so intense and it exists everywhere. So we first need to address the energies that are energy centers that are there in the body. So we say Prajanane Brahma Tishtatu means let Brahma reside in our genitals. Okay. Then Padayo Vishnu Tishtatu means in the two legs let Vishnu reside. Now leg actually means many things. Leg in Vedic mantras, the meaning of a sentence is not only based on its grammatical or etymological meanings. Okay, it has other kind of meanings like what is the ritualistic meaning of a leg, what is the astrological or astronomical meaning of leg, what is the metrical meaning of leg. Now when it comes to metrical meaning, we have to understand that leg means two. Okay, when it comes to phonology and phonetics, pada, it means that these are postal, those are the letters that are, these are the group of words that are uttered from your lips. The grammatical meaning is the bigger picture of the sentences. There are etymological reasons, that's the etymological meaning. Why? What is the meaning of this word? How did this word actually form? This kind of questions that are related with the Vedic words or Vedic sentences, they are known as etymology. Okay, then Pada actually means movement, locomotion and support. So may Vishnu reside in my feet and enable me to move towards the thing that I like and move away from the thing that I don't like or I should not be engaged in. Okay, that is the fight going on that side, may Vishnu reside on my leg and drag me away so that I don't get engaged in the fight. These are superficial meanings. And then Hastayo Harastishatu, Hasta means our hand, okay, Ara means the one who takes away. So who takes away? It may be, what do you want to take away from you? You want poverty to be taken away from you, okay? You want laziness to be taken away from you. You want ignorance to be taken away from you. But all this, the basis is in our hands. If our hands do not do anything worthwhile, then poverty remains with us. If our hands are not skilled, then poverty remains with us, okay? If we don't put our hands into some practice, then laziness takes over us. If we don't use our hands to read, write or scribble, then ignorance covers us. So we want her to stay in our hands like this, palms like this. We will study a lot about this in astrology as well as in numerology, what the hands actually symbolize in a bigger cosmic understanding, okay? Then after that we come to Baho Indras Tishtatu, in my shoulders. Shoulders actually means the power, okay? You can you attract, pull someone who you like and you push what you don't like, okay? You avoid what is harmful and you attract what is useful using your arms. So Indra, the power of ruling, okay, the ruling potential, the potential to maintain the environment should reside in my shoulders. This is how every individual should be trained. There is no difference between genders. There is no difference between of the varnas. Okay, varna, these things, these are very fundamental. So they are outside of varna and linga. Anyone, any human being should be practicing this. All human bodies are same, and all the deities actually reside in it. It happens. You may not be knowing that they are deities, or you may not be knowing that they are energy centers, but they are there. You feel hungry, right? You have digestion going on. Without you knowing what is going on, you don't have to know what is happening for digestions to happen. So Jathare Agni Tishtatu, will talk about what Jathar itself means. Agni itself is in later courses. These are very scientific things, so that's why I'm here. I come from scientific background, and I find much things are scientific and some just logical, okay? Some are just lexical, which means they want to convey something, some meaning. They may not be purely scientific when you analyze it, but the general idea will be scientific. So after we have established Indra in our shoulders, then we invite Jathara in our Agni, Agni in the Jathara, in the stomach, okay, the digestive power, the power to feel hungry and to digest the food that we will be putting in the setting up in our establishing the Devata in the stomach around our navel. Then Hridaya Shiva Tishtatu, in the Hridaya Shiva Tishtatu means is a imperative verb, mood of a verb, okay, from Stha we have derived an imperative mood, which means may Shiva reside in my heart. After that we establish Shiva in the Hridaya, then in Kantha we establish Vasava. Vasavas are 18 number, okay. So when you have a question like in anyone who is an Astic, anyone who wants to oppose your religion, anyone who wants to demean your dharma will attack your fundamental understanding. Fundamental understanding, in a way, what he thinks is fundamental to you. He will attack those concepts. So when someone says, 33 koti devataएं, कहाँ है तुम्हारा 33 कोटि देवताएं? Then you will have to count it and show that, देखो भाई, अष्टावसु यहाँ रहते हैं, गले में रहते हैं, 2 अश्विनो हमारे कान में रहते हैं, और 11 रुद्रा ललाट में रहते हैं, और ललाट में रहते हैं, और 12 आदित्य यहाँ मूर्धा में रहते हैं। तो अगर आप ऐड करोगे 8 plus 2 is 10, 10 plus 11 is 21, 21 plus 12 is 33, तो इसी को ही हम 33 कोटि देवता कहते हैं, 33 कोटि देवताएं कहते हैं। ये सभी हमारे शरीर में स्थापित होना चाहिए। If they are not established properly, then you miss something. Suppose then Bhaktre Saraswati Tishtatu, Saraswati resides in our mouth. Okay, if Saraswati has not been established properly, or if we have if there is an imbalance in the establishment of Saraswati in your mouth, then you would not be able to utter proper things. Okay, your flow will not be proper. You will lose the coherence of your communication. Okay, you will lose the rhetorics and pragmatics and creative activity of utterances. Okay, so that is the reason why, yes, we have that Devi in our mouth, that potential is there in our mouth. We can actually speak, utter, feel, okay, feel the words from outside and utter from inside. So that particular potential that potentiates us, that enables us to utter sound, and there is a big background process that goes on while you have to utter a single word. We will learn when we are learning grammar of the Vyakarana later on. This is the basis of grammar. These are alphabets in Sanskrit. Okay, we will start with this quite later on, because these actually in the traditional system alphabets were not taught the first. The first thing that we are taught is actually Anganyas. After this we will go to Karanyas, which means we will establish our devatas in our hands. Okay, because hands are ultimately, as we say, they are hara. They take away the problems. Hands are the source. That hands are the only means that can take us away from problems, and they can take our problems away from us. Okay, and sometimes we will have to remove the problems by brute force also. This is hands, they do that. And Nasikayo Vayu Tishtatu, in the Nasika, in the nose, the Vayu will be residing. Okay, the Vayu has his 5 forms. We will learn later on. Okay, when it is outside, it has another name. When it is entering, it has another name. When it is inside the system, it has another name. When it is returning from the system, there is another name. When it is going out from your body, that has another name. This one particular air has been divided into 5 groups, and it makes a lot of sense when you look at the physiology of what is happening when you are breathing, as you are breathing. After that, we will be establishing Nayanayo Chandradityo Tishnetam in our eyes. We will the devatas Chandra and Aditya, they will stay here. Okay, we want them to stay. Nayanayo Chandradityo Tishnetam. Karunayo Asvino Tishnetam, in our ears. We want to establish. We will have to establish Asvins in our ear. Lalate Rudras Tishtantu, in Lalat. Okay. The optic chiasma is just behind this, pituitary gland is just behind this. We will learn about this also in the future. But in the lalat, in the forehead, Rudras will have to be established. Okay, they stay here. That is what causes us awareness. That's what causes us to remember things. That's what causes us to recall. That is what these Rudras are faculties of our thought. Okay, they can actually they are different thought domains, and psychomotor, affective and cognitive. These 3 factors are actually clubbed together under Vamadeva, Rudra and Rudra, Vamadeva and Aditya. Okay, we will learn about 12 Adityas later on. 12 Adityas are 12 in number, and Rudras are 11 in number. Okay, there are 11 faculty of affective domain. Okay, we will learn it later on. Don't worry, it will come very scientifically, because anything that is there in the Veda is there in the science. If it is not there in the science, it simply means that it has not been found out. That scientists are not going that deep to reveal the secrets that are already there in the Vedas. Okay, because we cannot have 2 truths. You cannot say 2 plus 2 is 4 in China, or 2 plus 2 is 4 in Africa, because if it is 2 plus 2, then it always is 4 irrespective of where you are. So if you are doing some research and if you find some findings in that research, it should be reproducible, okay? Somebody else should be able to do that. So that's what happens in the Vedas, because if Vedas were wrong, someone would contest it, then correct it, and that is how they are unchangeable now. It's not that Vedas are wrong. Vedas, if they were wrong, they have been thoroughly peer reviewed, and finally what is 100% correct for 1000 years has been maintained in the Vedas. So as I said, we will establish 12 Adityas in our crown, okay? Murdna is a crown here in the center, and Shirasi Mahadeva Tishtatu at the very crown, okay? We will have Mahadeva, and Shikhayam Vamadeva Tishtatu. In our Shikha we will establish Vamadeva. Then Prishte Pinaki Tishtatu, then this particular backbone, okay? The vertebral column that has all the 33 different segments in bones, okay? Here we will establish Pinaki. Pinaki is actually an arrow, okay? Arrow means agility. Your body should be flexible, fast, and this potential of being flexible and fast actually comes from the concept of Pinaki. Pinaki is not the arrow of the Shiva, but what we do is we use a particular word so that it symbolizes the idea behind it. Pinaki does not actually mean the arrow itself, but properties of arrows. The concept associated with arrows should be established in our back. Puratah Suli Tishtatu, in front of us we want Suli to be here, okay? Shiva Suli Trisul, it indicates time, the arrow of time. We will talk about it later on. And Varnayo Asmino Tishtatanam, in our ears Asmino will be residing, and Shikhayam Vamadeva Tishtatu in our Shikha, in the choti, okay? We want Vamadeva to be established here. Then Vashvayo Shiva Samkaro Tishtatam, in my side, laterally, right hand side and left hand side, there will be Shiva and Shankar's Tishtu will be sitting around us, okay? And Sarvato Vayu Tishtatu, then outside our body, physical body, there is a layer of the sphere of the balloon of air. And Tato Pahi Sarvato Akmir Mala Jwala Mala Parivita Tishtatu, outside the layer of air, the wind Vayu layer, then there will be a fire layer, okay? When you look at the things in cosmological manner, it gives you a sense once you this Earth, and outside of the Earth, if you look at the ionosphere, these are all ions, and if they collide each other, they produce blinks of fire, okay? Fire-like thing, not exactly fire because there is no oxygen. Very hot fire-like a mess of a collection of ions can be formed at the outside of the Earth, okay? So if you look at your body as Earth, Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande, whatever there is there in the body is only there in the universe, okay? What is not there in the Pinda is not there in the universe. And even if there is, we will draw some parallelism and make what rivers mean according to our body, what mountain would mean according to body. These are already described in the Vedas, okay? We will come into it later on, because before going to Veda, we have to do these vedangas. These are vedangas, and there are 6 of them, okay? You can use the English word rampage to understand or collect all the vedangas together in one word. Here, this A is particularly for pronunciation only, okay? Ritual, astrology or astronomy, metrics, phonetics or phonology, grammar and etymology. These things are there in the Vedas. Before studying Veda, to study the Veda, you must have a good understanding of these 6 subjects. That's how you can understand Vedas. So, if someone says, I studied Vedas, look at his age, ask him some questions, and it may be true that he has just studied the mantras of the Vedas, and it makes no sense just to study the mantras of the Vedas without knowing the tools to analyze it. Okay, Vedic things, Vedic mantras are analyzed using these 6 different techniques. And if the person does not know any of the 6 tools used to explain the Veda, how do you expect him to understand the Vedic mantras? Even if you say, I understand Guru Vaspata Sarvu Varenyam Parvu, this is wrong, because you have to go. You will have to wear the microscope of either of these 6 fields to understand it. So if you look at it from the ritualistic perspective, you get one meaning. If you look from astrological perspective, you get another meaning. And what happens at last is we make a composite meaning of a sentence, so that we don't have a artha, we just say bhag artha. Okay, what the mantras intend to say, that is what we can say. We cannot just exactly explain the mantras. We can predict, or say we can assume this mantra actually would mean this thing, like that. After establishing devatas in the 21 locations, okay, sarva devata sarvesu angesu yatha sthanam tishtantu, which after that, if there are any devatas that were left that we could not, okay, there are many other devatas, so we actually make a prayer and then establish them in all the organs that their respective locations are. The last thing that we say in the Anganyasam, okay, which is the first thing that you should be doing as a ritual in the morning. If after taking bath, there are a few things before this, but we will come to it later. This is the first thing that human does. Okay, before these are instruction of what to be done. The instructions are in 3 sentences. Okay, Aditya tirthe snatva udetya suchihi brahmachari prayato brahmachari shuklavasa devahari mukhasva. Okay, these are 3 things that is told before this. So after that it comes prajanane brahmatisha. This is the 4th Vedic text. Okay, so if you think that you are not a Brahmin, Hindu-Brahmin, that's your excuse. Okay, utterly shameful that Brahmins don't actually teach other people of the religion, and there are reasons why they don't teach their dharma. One is that they lose their employment, their job, their children may not get the employment. Okay, that's a very greedy nature of protecting your religion. But the other reason is that you cannot teach everything to everyone, because see what happens when Oppenheimer learnt about atoms, what happened when Americans or Japanese learnt about the viral rat disease. Okay, what happened when Saddam Hussein knew about flying. And these kind of things happen because if knowledge falls into the hand of wrong person, then the knowledge actually gets destroyed. Okay, it becomes a destructive power. So our ancient rishis actually thought we should not be teaching it to everyone. But what I know from my own experience is not that not all the sons of Brahmins actually have a tendency or a property of being Brahmin. Okay, if they don't have the qualities of a Brahmin, they don't deserve to be taught at all. But there is a level up to which something can be taught very openly, and I don't mind teaching Vedas. If you have an excuse saying that main to Brahmin nahi hu, then make that excuse, keep it aside. Okay, the time has come for you, all of us, to come together and defend who you are. Okay, धर्म ही रहेगा तो जात रहेगा, धर्म ही नहीं रहा तो जात ही नहीं रहेगा. Okay, जाति cannot be eliminated. We'll talk about this in later section. But as of now, what you understood today is that Anganyasam, the establishment of devatas in our organ, is the first thing in the ritual tradition. Okay, ritual. So there are many rituals. You might have known there are rituals for birth, there are rituals for conception, there are rituals for marriage, there are rituals for death, there are 16 rites of passage in Hindu. Okay, we will learn about all of them. These are called sanskars. Why they are called sanskar? Sanskar is an imprint in the mind. We will come about it very bit. In the one of the 12 adityas actually is about creating memories of the past, okay, creating memory of an event so that it can be recalled in the future. These are there. We will learn this slowly. You have a lot of time. If you are from India, anywhere in India, I suggest you, I request you to get this t-shirt, okay. This actually is not the first thing that we should be learning. The first thing is this Anganyasam only. After this, the second stage we will go into learning the alphabets, okay. We'll go into Shiksha, okay. Shiksha comes here, Phon-etics and Phon-ology. These two things are covered by one topic, one name known as Shiksha, okay. This is called Kalpa, Jyotisha, Chanda, Shiksha, Vyakarana and Nirukta. These are the 6 vedangas, okay. We will not be covering all, but there are some connections, because without knowing little bit of this and without practicing little bit of this, you cannot practice this or understand this. So around let's say 20% of all these 6 fields will be studied very thoroughly in the long run, okay. We'll have around I have learned a lesson of around 600 hours, which may go longer, but most of our time we will focus on grammar, and in the grammar we will learn Astro-logy, the text that I showed you, okay. Astro-logy, and there are very good awards, prizes for people who can remember it, but the condition is that the person who wants to remember, commit this Astro-logy to memory. Dhatu lopa, dhatu ke, like that. If you want to commit this text to memory, you need to get this Maharshi Pranita Astro-logy Sutra Patha, okay. This one particular text, it costs around 115 rupees in Amazon. I bought it from Amazon, although I have this text almost in my memory, but there are very small things, very minor things that I don't have. It has no explanation, and all the explanations will be done by Mr. Raghu, myself, okay. I'm Brahmavid Raghu Suvedi. I'll be doing it, I'll be teaching you thoroughly, but to make it more common, to make it more attractive to the people, what we are doing is we have developed t-shirts. The first round we will walk around with t-shirts, we'll all start conversations. ये क्या है भाई, आपने क्या पेन लिया, ये तो संस्कृत का वर्णमाला है जी, आपने देखा होगा नहीं होगा, देखिए इसको यहाँ से शुरू करना है, देखिए वो माया and there are scientific reasons, there are scientific effects that have been observed when you utter something particularly, okay. Then there are a lot of positive things that can be gained by uttering this repeatedly or uttering a particular part of it. We will discuss it in the next class. Thank you for joining it. My name is Raghu, and we'll see you in the next session. Thank you so much. But every day when we end our classes in the tradition of Shabda Vidya Parampara, there is a Shanti mantra which we will recite every day. Om Sahanavadu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Garavavahe Tejasvinavadetamastu Ma Vidhisavahe Om